leaning back against the door with the cool of a man who rarely lost control of his emotions. This had been the day the prenuptial agreement was to be signed, and the wedding was to take place within the week. Jude would have been content with a quick civil ceremony, but Althea had wanted a big wedding, which had taken weeks of planning. Thanks to her insistence on all the glitzy trappings, he was now perilously close to the finishing line, which was only a couple of months away. If he didn't have a wife by his 30th birthday, his mother, Cleo, would be forced to leave her home and her precious garden, and there would be nothing he could do to forestall that blow and the devastation it would inflict on her. Unfortunately for Cleo, she lived in an Alexandris family property, which Jude would only inherit after his grandfather passed away, and his grandfather, Isidore, was using that as a threat to force his grandson into taking a wife. His mother might be a rather difficult personality, but Jude still wanted to protect her.
No, it's not nerves.
The slender blonde drew a tissue out of her bag and dabbed carefully at her eyes, struggling not to dislodge her fake lashes.
I realized that I was marrying you for the wrong reasons. That I'd be looking for more than you were willing to give, and that I wouldn't want to let you go at the end of it. That wouldn't be fair to you or me. So, I'm backing out now because I do value your friendship, and I don't want to lose that as well. No, don't say anything.
Althea muttered in a wobbly undertone as he studied her with a troubled frown, his wide, sensual mouth compressing at that explanation.
I'm doing the right thing for both of us, and you know it. You're never going to feel anything more for me than you do now. I killed all that when I slept with your best friend. And now, I'm leaving you in a hell of a mess, and Dad's going to go crazy about the wedding costs I've incurred.
I'll cover the expenses,
Jude interposed, reaching for her hand.
You can't. Not when I'm the one backing out of our agreement,
Althea protested, tugging her hand gently from his.
I'm always screwing up, Jude.
No. You can blame me for this. I should never have told you what my grandfather was threatening to do in the first place.
We're friends. I offered. You didn't ask for my help,
Althea reminded him ruefully.
No, this is on me. Blame it on my never quite getting over you and craving the kudos of walking down the aisle with you. That appealed to my vanity, and I'm ashamed of it. You're not a trophy to be shown off.
Registering that her reasons for not marrying him were not reasons he could argue with, Jude expelled his breath in a sharp hiss of grudging acceptance.
Let's go back in and deal with the fallout.
But what are you going to do now?
Althea demanded, searching his face with a more calculating light in her gaze.
Find me a wife. One without the finer sensibilities that persuaded you to back out on me,
he murmured wryly, while fiercely resisting the urge to remonstrate with her about the feelings she was insisting she still cherished for him.
You won't find anyone at this late stage,
Althea countered.
You'd be wiser rethinking what you're willing to offer me.
Jude almost groaned out loud because he had already offered Althea everything he was prepared to offer. Unfortunately, she was still on the rebound from a bad marriage and fanciful. She ignored the reality that 7 years earlier she would never have slept with another man in the first place had she genuinely loved him, and that in any case these days they were no longer the boy and girl they had once been. She had been his first love, his only love, but fidelity was a hard limit for Jude, and although he had forgiven her as a friend, she had annihilated the deeper feelings he had once had for her.